Do women truly want men to lead, or do they want to control how he leads?
Most women want women out of men because that's what they relate to the best.
Wait.
And most men want men out of women because that's what they relate to the best. Unfortunately, most women that are unaware or entitled women, the way that they want their men to show up is how they would want them to show up, because they haven't released control, because they're actually still very much inside of their masculine. So as an example, and oftentimes men pull women out of their feminine into their masculine, and women want to pull men out of their masculine into their feminine. They want them to feel, they want to know all of the things, because femininity ultimately is always testing for, do you love me? Do you appreciate me? Are you here? Are you present? It's all a test. A perfect example of, let's say, a man and a woman. Femininity does not keep track of anything. Femininity very much lives in the now. Masculinity lives based off of the track, right? What has been said or done in the past. So as an example, let's say that a man wants to lead and he's been doing a perfect job at leading. But the moment that he's not able to do that, she's like, oh my God, does he love me? Am I safe? What's going to happen? What's going on? We're disconnected. All of these things are happening because she feels the now. Whereas he is very much like, I've been paying every bill. I've been showing up powerfully, but something happened and now there's a change. Look at my track record. And so what happens is he gets upset with her because he's like, don't you see all the stuff that I've done in the past? Instead of meeting her where she's at. True leadership is able to see that feminine energy is overreacting and saying, baby, I can understand that this is scary right now. And I'm really sorry that you feel that way. And I'm going to figure this out. But this is what has to happen right now. So instead of now, when you say, don't you see that I did the whatever? Now you're pulling her into her masculine. Oh, well, no, I don't see it. And you don't want to hear about before. I want to hear about right now. So I think when people understand that femininity lives in the now and masculinity almost lives via track record, both are trying to pull each other into something that they're not. So most women say that they want their man to lead, but don't feel comfortable to give it to him. That's just the reality for most people. Yeah. Men want women to be logical. Women want their men to be emotional. Right. And that goes against the nature of who we are. Of course. Honestly, for me, I feel like I'm far more logical than I am emotional, which is why I don't take things personal. Femininity takes things personal because everything is in the now. You said you were going to pick up the kids, and now I have to go pick up the kids and get dinner. It's like, dang, I'm taking everything personal. Logic says, you know what? You forgot. I understand that you forgot. It's not your fault. You've had a long day. I've had a long day. I'm frustrated. You're frustrated. Let's make it better together. But most women are not logical. They're emotional.
All right. This goes back to the females are emotional creatures, whole thing. And look, we get it. It's a part of you. But, you know, when a man is out here all day getting beat up by the world, you know, and having to go through things, trying to earn out here in this competitive space, I just don't want to come home and have to manage your feelings. It's cute the first few times, but this adds up. If this is a thing that happens in the household or in a relationship, then I have to come home and manage your feelings on top of everything that I have to deal with. I mean, this is a part of what's the problem today. I mean, men just want peace, man, and just having to deal with all of that, it becomes too much at some point, you know? And men just want that peace, man. They just don't want to have to do this for the rest of their lives, right? Because that's what you do it for, right?
Fellas, women would love to let you lead. We would want nothing more to just sit and be the passenger princess in a relationship. We would want, that is what we most desire. Unfortunately, the reality is the majority of you aren't good leaders. A lot of you aren't good decision makers. Solving skills could use some work. And sometimes, that could be a bit scary for women when we're used to solving our own. And that's why, honestly, a lot of times, a lot of you men's lives are in shambles because you don't make good decisions. You don't know how to weigh your options correctly.
This is a common red flag with today's women. They speak about how they want a man to lead. And when a man gets in there and tries to assume this role, he finds himself with a woman who is trying to control how he does it. Then it just becomes confusing. Like you just can't have it both ways. That's not what wanting a leader means.
So how can
If you then
you
try to get in there and
fresh?
try to take control of
Where
the
have you
situation.
even seen a man lead? Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and a Cosby Show don't cut it. It takes more than just having a penis in between your legs to be qualified for leadership. Good leaders also know how to submit as well. It's about knowing when to let somebody else take the lead, when someone else knows more about a situation than you do. It's not all about just ruling with an iron fist. It's not all about just beating your chest and stumping your feet. It's about submission as well. It's about partnership. So the next time you want to lead, ask yourself, do you have these qualifications?
There's plenty of leaders out here. Just because you don't know any doesn't mean there isn't any out there. I don't know what you're talking about. Plenty men out here ready to step up and be the man of the house. Part of the problem is it's a lot of career women now, who feel like they can do anything. And actually that plays part into the problem. They don't feel like a man is good enough to lead them now because they feel they're just as good. Just because you're not around any men or you haven't been around any men that lead or are given the room to lead without headaches doesn't mean there isn't any out there.
Okay, ladies, listen up. The only reason why a man ghosts you, this is the only reason, stop believing what everyone else tells you. There's only one reason why a man decides to ghost a girl that he likes. All right, and it's a deep reason. There's a psychological reason as to why he ghosts you. All right, so listen up. The reason why he ghosts you is because he is trying to avoid accountability. Simple, all right? Because in order for him to communicate to you what he's feeling and what he's thinking, his feelings and his thoughts and his emotions, he needs to communicate that to you in a healthy way. But in order for him to communicate those things to you in a healthy way, he needs to first access his emotions. And he's not in tune with his emotions, unfortunately. Okay, so it's easier to drop out, run away, and ghost you. Because by ghosting you, he gets to avoid accountability. He gets to avoid being held accountable. He gets to avoid having a deep, vulnerable conversation with you where he would actually need to access his emotions and feelings. He would need to go inwards. He would need to do introspection. He would probably need to have an ego death. Oh, and he does not want to do that. Okay. He ghosts you because he's done something wrong. And he knows he's done something wrong, and that could be anything. All right, it could be him just not being able to tell you how he truly feels, or it could be him just not being able to commit to you in this moment of time. Anyway, the guy knows he's doing something wrong. That's why he's avoiding you. See, when people do something wrong and they know they're doing something wrong to that person that they're involved with, they avoid you. All right, this is the psychological reason why people avoid you. Because they know they've done something wrong. Because they know they're not communicating. They know that they're not leading with positive, sincere intentions. He was probably enjoying his time with you and he knew that he wasn't going to commit to you. Just giving you examples. So by him ghosting you, he gets to avoid you. He gets to avoid being vulnerable. He gets to avoid being held accountable. He gets to avoid uncomfortable conversation with you, letting you know where he stands emotionally. And he doesn't want to do that. And chances are he's an avoidant. Okay? He's an avoidant, so he's avoiding any kind of vulnerability. He doesn't practice open communication because guess what? Open communication terrifies the living life out of him. So if you've had a man ghost you recently, that is the reason. It was because of that? No, it's because he wants to avoid accountability. He's avoiding you. He's seen your messages and he just doesn't want to reply to you because he knows he's done something wrong. So he's avoiding that emotional fallout.
We understand your next reflex is to then try to make it make sense as to why it happened, right? So you have to come up with all these reasons as to why you were ghosted. But, you'll be surprised to find out it's a lot simpler for a man. I mean, it's a quick time decisions most of the times. Like, oh, this isn't going to work, or I'm going to try to see where this goes. It's not as complicated as you try to build it up to, taking forever to get to the point.
I am a firm believer in like having a man that you're physically attracted to and who's a good man just don't coexist. Like, I just have not met, like, either I'm gonna be physically attracted to you and you just gonna be not shit, or I'm not gonna be physically attracted to you and you gonna be on paper good.
Or hear me out, because I know this thought has probably never crossed your mind. Maybe the really attractive men who are good are simply just not attracted to you. I know it sounds crazy, right? Because every woman believes that they qualify for every single man out there. But outside of your delusional mind, in the real world, the men who are attractive and are good men, they're already in relationships with women. Or if they're single, there's a certain type of woman that they're looking for. And it just might be that you don't fit into that category. Again, I know it's something that sounds really crazy, but the men who are very attractive and are good, they have a type of woman that they're looking for.
So last night I was talking to my man and we were discussing how women sometimes will be like, oh, I'm independent, I don't need a man. And I told him when women say things like that, that's a huge red flag. It's one thing to think it. It's one thing to go around saying it and chanting it out loud. It, to me, and it may not be the situation in all cases, but in my opinion, from a woman's perspective, women who say that are really saying it from a place of being hurt. They've been wounded in the past. So they have to convince themselves. So they have to say it out loud. I don't need a man. I don't need a man. They're really trying to convince themselves that they don't need a man, when really that's exactly what they're wanting. They want a real connection. They want real love. And they want someone with emotional maturity. And they want to feel a real connection. But instead of saying that and owning it, they align with, I don't need a man. And then they wonder why no man wants them, because they're repelling men. So I was telling my man last night, when a woman says that psychologically, there's several red flags there. She's emotionally immature, she's not a good communicator, and she's not self-aware. Because in the end, we all want somebody. We all need somebody, and it's okay to admit that. You may not need someone at this point in your life. Maybe you do prefer to be single, but it's not something that you'll want long term. I mean, who wants to grow old and be on their deathbed alone? So to me, being vulnerable and being able to say, hey, I love men. I want a man, a man that I connect with, a real connection, a deep connection, someone I can wake up to and make breakfast for, or he makes breakfast for me. We laugh together, joke together, have fun together, cry together, get mad together. It's okay to own that. And to me, that's actually a sign of strength, not weakness. So if a woman is continually going around chanting, I don't need no man, just know it comes from a place of hurt, and that's probably someone you also want to stay away from until she heals herself. Happy Sunday.
Look, if you're emotionally damaged from past experiences, whatever they may be, you need some healing. You're right, you don't need a man. It's not going to end any better if this is how you go in. You have to arrive to a point where you're able to forgive or get some help and realize that not everyone, not all men are like that. If that's your reason for not needing a man, if it's through a past experience, either way, if that's your attitude and then you kind of need a man and then you want to try it out, if you're coming from that hurt, for whatever reason, if it's not healed, it's going to be the same thing all over again. So no, you do not need a man. Then again, we have modern women now. And they earn very well. And maybe they don't need a man. That's just something that's just a bonus for them. And those women, those are the ones I want to stay away from.
I saw a video and they were basically talking about by 2030, women from 25 to 44 will basically be childless and without a husband. And I just think that my humble opinion is by the programming that that they've been doing for decades. I'm not saying that women have to be a wife or be a mother, but they've been trying to get rid of the family unit for years. And we're the generation that's gonna feel it.
And there's no programming really that's necessary. I mean, if the thought has always been like, we've had to have men and we've needed men because we couldn't survive, we didn't get the same opportunities, and now we can, so we don't really need them. I mean, and naturally, just this is the course it's gonna take. This is how things are gonna end up. No one has to really program this. It's kind of like the way it's gonna happen.
Men leave from two types of relationships, okay? Most likely, they will leave if they are in one of them. Number one, you are not giving him any freedom. It's a relationship where, for him, it's a prison. He can't really make any decisions. He can't look here, he can't look there, he can't go there. He needs to come home at 10 p.m. or all of this kind of stuff. Like, men don't really, they don't tolerate, okay? So he will leave if you keep doing that. Number two, men leave from relationships where they are not needed, where he doesn't feel needed, where he doesn't feel like he actually is necessary, Men really value this feeling where he is a hero, he is a knight, he is a king, Essentially where he is really needed by you, okay? By this family. And the family will die without him, okay? So if you are not giving him this feeling, oh, you're the woman who is, oh, I will do everything myself and I will do everything better than you, I don't really need you, and everything you do is actually, I need to redo that after you've done it. That's not how men feel needed. So please remember, like, number one, freedom is super important for men. The feeling of being needed, okay? The feeling of being needed.
The older I get, the more I realize it's much easier to respect the man that's going to tell you the truth no matter how it makes you feel than it is to respect someone who's going to lie to you to protect how you feel. I just didn't like the tone. I don't like the tone, but it's so true.
Hey, as long as you get what's trying to happen, as long as you understand it, the rest could be worked on.
Wonder why high-value men are not approaching you? It's not because they don't exist. It's because women scared them all away. All I see on social media is men being canceled and scrutinized just for being men. We have literally embarrassed, belittled, and threatened men just for trying to approach us women. I understand there are some horror stories out there, but women can be just as guilty. All the high-value men are doing the same thing us women do on a daily basis. Like, go to the gym, go to work, get coffee, go to the grocery store. The problem is that women have become so cold and out of touch with our feminine energy that men are literally horrified of being that guy or getting canceled and trashed on. Most of them have just completely backed off because we women have been screaming at them not to come talk to us. We have to take accountability for our action and behavior as women and stop making men look like monsters and start embodying our feminine energy to be more warm and inviting for the right man to swoop you off your feet.
This conversation gets blown up to more than it really is. Look, if they find you attractive, they will not mind if you come up and approach them. It's really the guys they don't like. That's why they're saying this stuff. The ones they like, it's okay. It doesn't matter where it is. They'll be okay with it. They'll find a way to be good with it. It's simple as that.
Tell you something. I keep telling y'all, women, boy, you need to get it together, okay? Money don't make a man. Character makes a man. Do you understand me? I do not want a man that when times get tough, he don't know what to do. He don't know how to act. He don't know what to do. You're not gonna have money all the fucking time. That's how I know a real man from a bum. You got all the money in the motherfucking world. That shit don't make or shake. Like, it don't do nothing for me. You want to know why? Because I've been well kept my whole fucking life. That's the problem with you women. You haven't been well kept. So as soon as a man come along with some money, he is that. Nah, that just goes to show that you ain't never had a dime of your own. I am well kept by myself prior to any person who has ever stepped in my life. Money does not make or break me, but it sure don't make a man. I got the realest and can have no fucking money, and that's all I really care about. Am I in the doctor's office and you come in, you running? Yes, thank you. You gonna make it shake. I'd rather a man give me his last 5 than 200 and he's talking to the next bitch. Y'all don't get it. The mentality of a lot of y'all bitches nowadays is really comical.
This is what women are seeing on social media now. They're seeing all the flash. So of course this is what they expect. This is what they think is normal. Of course this is a big problem. This is why things are the way they are now.
What's so interesting is that in society it's normalized that not all men deserve a good woman, but we're taught to think that all women deserve a good man. Regardless of that woman's behavior, regardless if she is a good woman or not, society wants us to think that all women deserve a good man, but not all men deserve a good woman. And actually, in fact, that men are even lucky to even be with a woman. That's how society wants to paint the picture of men and women. Honestly, I'm gonna say one thing is that I think as a woman it is easier to find a good man. I think that there's more good men out there than there are good women. Slim pickings for men. And if you are a man and you have a good woman, then you better appreciate it, because I see society and it's slim pickings for men. It's easier for a woman to find a good man than it is for a man to find a good woman.
This is not the popular perspective. It's mostly the opposite. It's more good women than men, right? This is a different take. I don't know how this sits with most women of today. You are in the minority, girl. I hope you know that.
Can we just be honest with ourselves and say when we are excessively posting selfies, excessively posting TikToks, and I'm talking to myself, like this is completely me. I'm not saying this about any other woman. Call our shit out and be like, this is just attention-seeking behavior. This is egotistical. Like, why? Why would I post so many TikToks with absolutely no substance in them besides the fact, one, it's fun, and two, because I want attention. I want attention. Probably because something's not going right in my life, and it's just the ego. It's literally just the ego. Like, you think I'm doing well when I'm posting so many things that have absolutely no meaning or substance to them? No, I'm not doing good. Because like when I'm actually able to like enjoy the hobbies I enjoy, do the things I like to do, beyond my shit, and like the stars are aligned, you aren't gonna see like 10 million TikToks and like 10 million stories. Like, why do you think people do that? It's like because they want people to see it, because they want people to think they're doing well. But actually it's probably the exact opposite, or at least for me, it's like the more garbage I post,
she finds herself posting yet again. And what's crazy is this is probably the longest video she's posted while talking about posting too much.
That's a trigger for my attention.
And posting this and that and being excessive.
I'm aware enough to realize that.
It's like a never-ending cycle. She's trapped in it.
But it's like sometimes people got to ask themselves why. Why am I posting these things? Why am I posting this selfie? Is it really because you're feeling yourself, or is it because like you're trying to make someone jealous? You're trying to like show that like you're not fazed by this bad thing going on in your life. No, like shit's going wrong, and I don't know if people can tell it's a cry for help, but like I don't know, man. I'm just self-aware enough to understand like my own self-seeking behaviors and like attention-seeking behaviors, and when it's my ego versus when it's me being me doing my thing. Because when I'm able to do my thing, half the time I'm not even worried about social media. But it's usually the times where like I'm in a depressive episode that I lean more into social media, and I'm like, yeah, this is gonna help. No, it makes it way worse. It makes it so much worse. And then that just leads me to like other shit too, and that's just not healthy.
Yeah, we know you got nothing going on. Got a million posts doing this, doing that, saying this, saying that. Yeah, we know you're not being productive.
So I posted a video the other day just talking about how I feel like men don't really approach women that much in public anymore, and they just approach them online mostly. And I got a lot of interesting comments about that, but one that just kept popping up was, well, if that's what you want, why don't you just approach the men yourself? And I think this is a fair question because I feel like men think women have a distinct advantage if they approach first, which, I mean, I don't really understand the thought process behind that, but that's fine. Y'all feel how you feel. But the reason in general, not never, but just in general, I don't approach men is because I'm looking for something very specific. If I date a guy and it works out well, he's going to become the leader of my household. Right now, I'm the leader of my household, and I would like to relinquish that power to a man. He's not going to have to do everything, you know, it's a partnership, but at the end of the day, he will be the leader. And in my opinion, a good leader and head of household is assertive, decisive, confident, things of that nature. And so if I'm out and I see you and you see me and I see you seeing me, but you don't come over to me, I'm going to assume a couple things. The first thing I'm going to assume is that you just aren't that interested and that's why you didn't come over. In which case, you know, why would I approach you if I already feel like you're probably not that interested? But the other thing that I'm going to assume is that if you are interested, you're not assertive enough to go after something you might want, or you're not confident enough to think that you're going to get it. And so if you're already kind of showing me that you're lacking the qualities that I'm looking for in a good leader and head of household, it's not going to entice me to want to come talk to you. And I don't feel the need to prove it to myself because you're proving it to me by sitting over there looking at me and not coming to say hi.
You're free to have your values. Expect what you want to expect. But you also have to realize times are different out here. You may have to adjust. You may have to do some approaching. A lot of things have changed. Times are different. So I mean, hey, approach it however you want to.
Never, ever, ever tell a man if you are financially wealthy, financially stable, or financially have a job that supports you 100%. And I know this seems counterintuitive because we're very proud of ourselves, but don't do it. As women, we always are like bragging about ourselves. Oh, I have this great job, I make so much money, here's what I do, I have a trust, I'm from a wealthy family. But do not do this. It will be your downfall in that relationship. The only men who care about your financial status are user men. A wealthy, well-off man or a man who is generous doesn't give a shit what you do or how much money you have because it doesn't pertain to him, and it shouldn't. As a woman, your value is yourself. It is your beauty, it is your youth, and it is the energy that you bring. When you are unsure about a man's intentions and he knows that you are financially well off, that he does not need to be generous with you, that you are making good money, I promise you his generosity will stop. Because the first thing he is going to think is, I don't need to do all that. She's got it. You're giving off masculine energy. Don't do it. If he asks you what your job is, I don't know, receptionist, cashier, I don't give a shit. Something that makes zero money. This way, he'll feel like the hero. He's paying for your nails, he's gonna pay for your hair because you don't have it like that. He wants you to look at him with those doe eyes, like, thank you so much. Trust me, this works. Never tell them. I love you.
I feel like none of this is necessary. I mean, you don't have to go through all of that to keep a man. A man will respect you. I mean, as long as you don't have that masculine energy, right? So to speak. You're not trying to be on the same level, not respect anything he has to say. You don't have to hide all these things and act a certain way. It sounds like a lot of work. I mean, any man will respect you and what you do in your career as long as you return the respect and understand what they need out of you and out of the relationship. This is crazy, man. I mean, we have to be out here and be vigilant and watch for these kind of things, these games. It's definitely not easy out here. But until the next one.